Good morning, lovely people, and welcome to my very first What I Eat in a Day. But first, I've got to start with a coffee. Goes without saying, really. Before we jump into what I'm eating today, I want to show you a little bit of my morning routine. Every morning, I start off with my coffee and with a morning meditation. It really starts me off on a good footing for the day. When I'm done with my morning meditation, I then go on and do my morning journaling. It's not so much of a journal in the sense that I'm writing in it, but there are things that I read every single morning to remind myself of what it is I'm meant to be doing that day in terms of my weight loss, that is, and to make sure that I'm staying on track with my ideas about how I want to change my life. Here I'm going through the list of things that I've written for myself, what I expect of myself throughout that day, and everything here is logged in an app called Notion. But you could really do this in anything. You could put it on your notes, you could put it anywhere, but they're just daily reminders of what I'm meant to be doing to stay on track. This morning it is going to be pancakes, and not the normal kind of pancakes. These are oat pancakes, which I'm really enjoying at the moment. It includes natural yogurt, some fruit with it, oats, eggs, and some maple syrup. I know some people may want to use sweetener, but for me, the maple syrup isn't that many calories, so I would rather use that and have the flavour rather than, I don't know, compromise, because I don't feel like I need to. I've got the calories for it, so I just as well use it. So I firstly make the oat flour by putting the oats into a blender and blending them up as fine as they can be. I know you can buy oat flour, but to be honest with you, I don't see the point. I just blend my own. It's easy enough. Next, I'm going to add in the natural yogurt. This is the Fage 0% Greek yogurt. Next, I'm going to add in 2 eggs. I'm cracking them into the bowl first because I'm really clumsy. So sometimes I just get a shell in, so it's easy to crack them into a bowl. At least if you do get a shell, you can fish it out before you chuck it into the blender, which I've done that before as well. And finally, half a tablespoon of maple syrup, just to add a little bit of sweetness. It's not a lot, but it's enough. And blend it all up. So blend it until it becomes, it's not really a thick batter, it's quite a thin batter, but actually the more you leave it, the more it'll thicken up, obviously because it's porridge oats, so it starts absorbing the liquid. While I'm waiting for my daughter to come home from the gym, because she is having pancakes with me today, so that was the main reason for making them, I'm just going to make myself a fruit infusion tea. I mean, it's not a tea in the sense that it doesn't actually have tea leaves in there. But this one is rose and lemon. I think it's actually called rose lemonade, which I really love. It's a Taylor's brand, Taylor's of London, and I just absolutely love it. I love rose in all forms, whether it be a scent or the flavour, and I love lemon as well. And this is such a nice warming drink. I always add in a little bit of honey for sweetness. You could use sweetener, it's entirely up to you. But sometimes it's nice just to have a hot drink that isn't your coffee. So let's get on with making the pancakes. I'm just heating up a really large non-stick pan. For obvious reasons, you know, the less oil you use, the less calories it is. And this mix makes about 6 pancakes altogether. So I'm just putting them in and turning the heat to a medium heat. You don't want it too high because it takes a little bit longer to cook than I think a traditional pancake because of the oats that are in there. So medium heat, slow and steady. After a couple of minutes, I'm just going to flip them over. They should be a nice golden colour to the underside of them. If there isn't, you can leave them on that side for a little bit longer. Another good way of checking whether it's time to flip them, obviously providing you haven't burnt them on the underside first, is that it starts to dry out on top. It has little holes, a bit like the holes in crumpets. That way then you know that it's dried through, and then you can flip them over. And just give them another couple of minutes on this side until they're golden brown on the other side. Give them a flip just to check. But yeah, they're perfectly done. So I like to stack my pancakes up, you know, good American style-y, one on top of each other, add some fruit, add my maple syrup, and I'm done. I have to be honest with you, I really got hooked on pancakes and pancakes this way after my trip to New York a couple of years ago, and I just literally can't get enough of them. I literally ate them every day, absolutely every day. And yeah, I've been making them ever since. For lunch today, I am making a tortilla pizza. So I am cooking some mushrooms and pepper beforehand because this is going to be very much a quick in the oven kind of thing. So you need to have really cooked those kind of toppings first because they won't spend long enough in the oven to cook. So I'm just frying those off in a frying pan, ready. When they're done, I've just got the flour tortilla and I'm adding here half, it's probably not actually quite half, it's less than a tablespoon of tomato puree and a very small amount of barbecue sauce to make a barbecue chicken and chorizo pizza. I've clearly had some chicken left over and I've always got some sort of chorizo in the fridge. The cheese that I'm using is a 50-50 mix of low-fat cheddar and grated mozzarella. So then just topping it off with the chorizo, which will cook really quickly as well. Put in the oven. It's on about 180 and that's going to go in for about 8 minutes. And here's the finished thing. I just love this kind of pizza. It is so low in calories compared to a standard pizza that you would buy of its size. I just love it. It's one of my favourite lunches ever. Okay, now on to dinner. This evening I'm making for us, because like I said, my daughter's with me as well, and my husband's in work. We are having chicken teriyaki with noodles and broccoli. Really quick and easy. Just chuck some chicken in a frying pan, give it a good fry up while that's cooking. The broccoli can go on as well. And then I'm going to use some straight to wok noodles, which makes it super quick. When the chicken and broccoli are cooked, I'm just going to add in a Blue Dragon sticky teriyaki sauce. These are really good actually. They're only about 60 calories per portion for the sauce, and chicken's really low as well. So that's going to go into the pan and I'm going to mix that in with the chicken just to warm that sauce through. Then I'm going to add in the Amoy straight to wok noodles. These are the medium egg noodles, and in fact they're the only ones my daughter will actually eat. She doesn't like the normal ones that you cook yourself. I suppose they remind me slightly of a super noodle, I suppose, when they're cooked, but a little bit thicker. But they're actually really good. Just break them up into the pan with the sauce, mix it through, and you're done. I mean, this entire thing literally takes, I don't know, 20 minutes tops. The amount of time that it takes to cook the chicken So it could have even been about 15. So it is super, super, super quick. So if you're ever getting, and providing you have things in your store cupboard, I always have something like these straight to wok noodles, or I have rice pouches, which you could have used here just as well. So I'm only really waiting for the time that the chicken cooks, because the broccoli cooks in pretty much the same amount of time. So quick, and so low in calories as well. It is a really, really, really good, quick after work dinner. And here's the finished dish. I've got to be honest with you, it is so tasty, so quick, really low in calories. So yeah, give it a go, definitely. Well, anyway, guys, that is the end of my very first What I Eat in a Day. I hope you enjoyed it and it wasn't too difficult to watch. I promise I will get better. So if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It'll just give me a little bit of encouragement to keep on trying and keep on making them. Okay, guys, so I will see you in the next one. Bye.